Hello friends, it's Lisa here from Arcane and Stellar with the Pick a Card reading for you. And this reading has been requested quite a few times. I don't think I've actually done one like this before. So I'm trying to branch out into some new territories and also, fulfill requests. So, and as well, I had the quote on my phone for quite some time here, and it made me really think of this question too. And it's from Sylvia Plath, which is, I loved The Bell Jar, one of my favorite books as a teenager, particularly. And it says, "Suddenly I wonder, where's the girl that I was last year, 2 years ago? What would she think of me now?" So I think it's always interesting to see if we can gain any messages from our future self. What would because we always have like insight in the future, right, about the past, or and so what could your future self tell you about what you're kind of going through now, or what opportunities to be looking out for, or whatever kind of comes up in these piles. So that's going to be the reading today. It's timeless, of course, so whenever you come across it, that know that it was meant for you if you feel drawn to it. We have pile 1 with Angelite, pile 2 with Tree Agate, pile 3 with Opalite, and pile 4 with Turquoise. I also want to say a really big thank you to Emma. She got this off my wish list, Only Love is Real by Brian Weiss. I've read his other book, and so I'm really excited to read this. I've already started a little bit here. But thank you so much, Emma. You're a sweetheart. I appreciate it. I always love. See, I'm such a cheapskate about buying books. Like, I'll read them through the library app, but sometimes they don't have all the books on there that I want. And so I always love it when I get books. But anyways, okay, so with that being said, guys, I wish you the very, very best. I hope that this reading helps you get some insight into your current situation, or maybe something that you'll be going through soon. And if you'd like to have a personal reading, all that information is down below. You can do that by going to my Etsy shop and purchasing a reading, or you can do that by the Amazon wishlist too is another option. For instance, Emma got me that book, I'll do a reading for her. You know what I mean? I always do a reading as a thank you for anything purchased off my Amazon wishlist. So that's always something to think about too if you like gift giving. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get into the reading now. So I will see you in your reading. Hey guys, so if you chose pile number 1 with Angelite, this is your reading. Snow City Tarot once told me that it looks like Angelite's something you could eat, like she just wants to pop it in her mouth. And I can kind of agree, it does look like a gumball, doesn't it? Okay, so let's find out what are messages from your future self, or what does your future self want you to know. So we're starting out with ambition. Very interesting. So we have December 24th and January 20th on here, if those dates are relevant. But it does seem like there's a call for you to show ambition in your life in some way. This could be that you have an intuitive idea here. I see this moon on her head that you really need to act upon. Especially, I feel like that there's a path that you're meant to go on too. I'm seeing this right here. And it makes me think that there's like a detour that you could take right now in your life that would lead to a lot of benefit. That's one message I'm getting right away. I'm going to pull out some more cards and see what ends up coming out. We have the Two of Cups. Okay, so we're talking about relationships of any kind here. The Eight of Cups and the Two of Swords, as well as the Eight of Coins, clarifying the Two of Cups, and the Five of Coins. Okay, I see I see a few messages here. We also have Believe in Your Dreams. Look at the image on this card. She's kissing a ghost. I'm going to say that for some of you, if you are chasing or waiting for a certain relationship, I think that you're blocking yourself from manifesting something better. Actually, I feel like some of you, and take this only if it resonates, but I feel like some of you might be hyper-focused on a certain person or a certain connection that maybe you've put a lot of effort in. It almost with the Eight of Coins, it makes me feel that it could be sort of not an ego effort, but you've already kind of held on for so long, it's hard to let go of this. Where it almost becomes like a habit or a routine, where you don't know what you would do if you didn't for instance, okay, let's just say you watch pick-a cards about this person. It would be like the type of thing where you're like, well, who would I watch pick-a cards about then? You know what I mean? Or what would happen to my routine? You know what I mean? I kind of do that like every day, or like every other day. Or for some of you that might be the case. Again, there might have been a lot of effort and tears put into this connection, a lot of patience, and it might be really hard to let go. But it seems like to me, with the Eight of Cups and the Five of Coins, it's just like a never-ending battle. it's a never-ending battle of feeling rejected, perhaps, or put out in the cold. And it does seem like there's a calling, even though it seems like there's been so much effort here put in with this Eight of, all these Eight of Cups kind of sitting upright. It takes a lot of bravery to walk away from something that's upright. When it's spilled, okay, there's nothing left. But I think that for many of you, there's still some kind of hope that this could go somewhere. But it seems to me like there also could be a call on you to sort of focus more on your goals and aspirations. I'm seeing this moon, this potential for growth, emotional growth, if you are to walk away from it at this time, but also maybe growth in other areas. I also am getting as well that with this Two of Swords and the King of Cups, I do feel as if you are maybe so stuck on the situation that you're not seeing this potential person around you. Like, I feel like there's somebody around you that's probably not the person you're thinking of, that is like kind of waiting to be seen by you. And it could be that once you, and of course with the general reading, it could be that once you like pull away from the other person, energetically or emotionally, that's when this person will come into your life, or perhaps this person's already in your life and you're just not seeing it as an option. But with this believe in your dreams, though, look at that image. It's so beautiful. I love this deck. Let me just, yeah, there we go. See? Like there's somebody here, a soul level connection, I feel, that's in your midst. And it could even bring marriage for some of you, if you're interested in that. We also have the first house in Leo. So the first house, well, that's interesting. There could be a focus on your own self, your own personal goals. And then we have Leo. I feel like this kind of goes, okay, well, first of all, Leo is all about the fifth house in romance and love and children and fun, hobbies, gambling, and all that kind of like good stuff, performing. But we also have the first house. Some of you might want to be for performers, and maybe that's where you need to focus your energy on. You might be feeling stagnant in following your dreams, and maybe a hobby that you've been trying to turn into something more. That might be where you need to kind of focus your attention on, is creating that sort of this could be about doing more, for some of you, more art or more music, any kind of hobby really. I feel like is where you need to kind of be putting your focus as well. For some of you, like that's what your future self would want you to know, to keep working at it, to keep going at it. That some of you for acting or something like that as well. There can be a lot of different types of hobbies in here, but I'm just mentioning a few that come to my mind. We have neophyte, so it says study. I'm going to grab the guidebook for this one because I want to see what it says. So in neophyte, it says vibration is the universal mind. The keywords are growth, study, and understanding. Neophyte indicates that this is a time of coming to a deeper understanding about your life and your world. What has not been clear will now become so as you are introduced to teachings that provide the answers. Observe synchronicities, follow gut feelings. Yeah, follow those gut feelings. And where did it go? Where was I at? Talk things through in wise company, for this is a key time in your spiritual growth. Be open to learning. Whether circumstances are perceived as negative or positive, they are exactly what is required to align you with the highest teachings and your highest self. Seek your own wise counsel and grasp any opportunities for growth before you have to go around the wheel of karma yet again. And then here the high note is all experience is food for the soul, and low note, life is held in patterns of your own making. That's interesting because the Five of Pentacles is very much about that. And the Eight of Cups, this can be about walking away from feelings of inadequacy that kind of keep you stuck as well. Whether that's in a bad relationship or a bad, environment in any way. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be only relationships. But I do feel that some of you are blocking maybe even your true calling, or blocking yourself too from like a true person in your life, like a love of your life, maybe again because you're stuck on someone else. Yeah, let me see. I might want to get a romance angel's message here. What is that? Woo! Release your ex. So the time has come to clear your energy. And then we have children. Your love life is being affected by children. So some of you, well, with children, I mean, it can come out in different ways. It could mean that you literally should focus on your children and release your ex. Maybe for the sake of your own children, for some of you. We also, maybe it's because you need some new beginning, rather like this new type of energy coming in where you feel, it says you attract romantic and love by enjoying this moment fully. But with attraction, it's like maybe it's like feeling, being around people that make you feel attractive and not that make you feel less worthy or something in some way. Even if it's not, anybody who's going through some sort of rejection always questions whether, they're worthy or not. I think that our minds always go there and we think, is it because I'm not pretty, or is it because I'm not this or I'm not that? And maybe you're supposed to experience, like, especially with Leo too, there could be something here about the body very much, actually. I wonder if that's why I'm going that direction. Maybe some of you are really worried about your looks being the reason to why this isn't working out, or maybe that's like holding you back in some way from going forward, that you think maybe something about yourself. But I definitely see a message here from your future self that says, like, to value where you are now, what you look like, how you feel, what you present, and have confidence and strength. With children too, it could be that, having that open heart like a child does. I don't know about you guys, but like generally as a child, and my husband and I were discussing this last night, but we found that we had less fears, less worries. Well, maybe not me, but all the time. But generally, okay, that's not to say, because I had anxiety from a pretty young age, but I would say that, and I had some problems in my childhood, but Pluto 4000. But no, anyways, but what I'm saying is that, there's that hope or optimism, that fresh kind of energy where you're not quite jaded yet. So maybe it's time to bring in a little bit of that as well for some of you. And that's what maybe you could seek. Is putting yourself too in those situations, because like it says, sometimes we have these patterns we keep letting affect us, we keep letting the same type of people in, and maybe there's a need for a fresh slate as well in this realm. Not getting stuck on ideas that are holding you back, or people that are holding you back either, because of course some of you may not have, maybe for some of you it's like you are just patiently waiting for this person. You're not really needing to release an ex. Maybe it's just a releasing of certain ideas you have about yourself. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm going to take a fortune cookie, actually. Card. I wasn't going to, but I will. I'm going to get a final message for you guys. What is a message from pile number 1's future self? Those that chose pile number 1. We're drawn to pile number 1. Whoopsie. We have travel. Long-distance communication will open up your life. Exciting experiences for singles and career advancement for others. And then we have future. You may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, great social fun awaits. Wow. So we have two things talking about travel here. And maybe that's what the Eight of Cups is. Maybe there's something that you need to leave behind. Maybe you're in a shitty place in your life. Maybe you don't live in a great place, and you need to actually move on from it, for real. And then we have reinvent yourself. A transformation is taking place. Enjoy a new lease on life. There we go. There definitely is a transformation releasing here, and doing what you want to. It's okay to be a little bit selfish and to follow your own ambitions, your own dreams. And especially to let go of things that maybe even, like I said, you maybe put a lot of heart and soul into something, but maybe for some of you this thing hasn't really panned out, and you don't have to take it as, a bad thing. Sometimes it's just about life. We have these moments where, or these times, these periods of our life that are kind of no fun or lead to nowhere, and then you just keep wondering why. But eventually you'll learn. I think that, oh, my stomach is growling. I think eventually we do learn down the road. We'll connect to the reason why things happen the way that they do. At least that's always been the case for me. Sometimes I don't understand it at the time it's happening, and I can't really see the benefit. But once my emotions kind of get separated from it, and I can look back in like a distant sort of vibe, I can usually see how and why everything happened. So, and sometimes it's like crazy because you really can't see how, you know, intricate things actually get in your life, until like in the future when you really sit down and you think, well, if I hadn't done this, then that wouldn't happen, and that wouldn't happen, and that wouldn't happen. I wouldn't have met that person, and then I wouldn't have got that job, or I wouldn't have, you know, had that experience, and then that wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, our lives are so entwined, you know, with events and synchronicities. So each thing, even if you can't see the big picture of it, generally has some sort of meaning in the long run. So, but I do see, like I said, there could be some kind of long distance communication that you might come in touch with, for some of you too. And maybe there is something here about travel for some of you. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys as a message from your future self. I hope that it made sense and helped you guys understand maybe something that you're going through now or that you'll be going through soon. And I wish you lots of love. And I will see y'all next time. Oh, and if you want a personal reading, all that information is down below in the description box. But I also talked about it at the intro. So, yeah. Take care, guys, and see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello. So if you chose pile number 2 with this tree agate, this is your reading. I haven't used this stone, I think, on my channel in over a year. This is an old school one. I used to use this back in my early videos a lot when I didn't have such a big collection. So, let's find out what your messages are from your future self. I sound so chill right now. We have purity, October 28th and November 24th. So maybe for some of you that date will stand out. It doesn't have to, though. It's just, I thought I'd mention them. We also have Gaia, healing. That's, you know, quite interesting here with Gaia and purity coming out, healing, about fresh slates. Is what I'm getting, that kind of word. It says, allow yourself to connect with what you are passionate about. Look at that. It's such a beautiful image, isn't it? I love that card. We also have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, let's move these over because actually we're going to need them over. The Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Four of Swords, and the Strength card. I definitely get a message here right away that you guys should know, what your future self wants you to know right away, is that you have the strength to pick yourself up again, no matter what circumstance you're going through at this time. That's a definite strong message. We have the 2nd house and the 12th house. Okay, so I can say that, okay, I have a few things to say here, and some of you might have put a lot of, or started to put some kind of effort or hopes into like some financial endeavor. And maybe it hasn't really gone off the ground the way that you've wanted to. Maybe it's kind of put you out in some way. It could be also that if you've been laid off or had some sort of issues with money, work, school, I do feel that there's a message for you to hold on, that this break is necessary to sort of get in touch with yourself. This can go really for anything too. It could go for relationships as well. Sorry, my stomach is growling. I hope it's not going to sound on the microphone, but I'm sure it will. Apparently I need to go eat. I'm so embarrassed. Okay. Yeah, it's like really growling. But, no, some of you, I do feel that there's like something that you're going through now. And like I said, it could be a relationship. It could be really anything. Honestly, with the Knight of Pentacles, it's probably something you put some effort into, some dedication. But I feel like you can pick up and get yourself off the ground again and recover from the situation. It might be that this was necessary in order to find a new and spiritual enlightenment within yourself, or a new understanding of yourself spiritually. Also, taking any break as an opportunity to look within and figure out what you want is always a good thing too. And maybe that's what this is. Don't take this break or this like sort of bad situation and make you like jaded, right? You're still pure. You still have a lot of, you have a clean slate. Maybe this this situation can lead to something better. We also have the 2nd house and the 12th house. So, okay, now I can say that the 12th house can be about losses. And with the 2nd house, it could be like losses of finances or job or stability or something along those lines, something that you felt was stable perhaps. It could be that it seems either out of touch, out of reach, or inaccessible in some way, or like I said, it could be a loss as well. I can say too, for those of you that were, okay, there might be specifics here. For those of you that do like any sort of spiritual work, okay, and it hasn't yielded any like financial abundance for you at this time, it could be that you, well, I feel like there's a message to keep hanging on, okay? Because the 12th house ruler in the second could be like, or a second house ruler in the 12th could be like money through behind the scenes type of thing, spiritual topics, matters. Also, for instance, you know, working, making money through working in secluded places, okay, or foreign countries as well. So there might be some sort of just hope dashed in that realm. Whatever it is, it's something that you really hope for. My stomach is driving me nuts. Something that you really hoped for, but it seems like it's out of reach or out of touch. Also, for some of you, might be if you're wanting to move abroad or live abroad or have a life somewhere else. I do want to say that for some of you, this could offer you a clean slate. That you maybe you need the, if you've been kind of wishing for that thing, and you just sort of kind of, I can't think of a word other than pussyfoot. Okay. You pussyfoot on it, around it, you know what I mean? You don't really do it. You don't really act on it. There's this message from your future self to take that action. We have the Queen of Wands and the Strength card. It's about taking control of your own life too. Look at this. The Strength card has this woman, you know, kind of taking control of that tornado, making sure that it's like a controlled destruction, perhaps, or something, or keeping something at bay. With the Queen of Wands, I feel like you have that passion in you. Because that's something that definitely comes to my mind. Some of you might be thinking about applying for a job overseas. Maybe you've had some rejections. That doesn't mean you give up, okay? As well, I'm seeing that possibly. Again, these messages might be all over the place just because so many different people watching. I want to make sure that everyone hears a message that will relate to them in some way or help them, that I'm seeing here anyways. But yeah, some of you might have a really hard time connecting with financial abundance in some way. It might feel very murky or unclear to you. You don't know how to do it. For some of you too, it might be that you are missing out on opportunities because of a lack of, it could be negative outlooks for some of you. With the Ten of Swords, like you might perceive that something will be detrimental to you in the future, so you don't take the chance or the risk, or you don't really try. But for others of you, it's like you have tried something, it's kind of failed in some way, but there's this call to keep going and keep pushing. The Queen of Wands doesn't give up. I'm a Queen of Wands. I know all about this, but also needs a boldness to yourself as well, to kind of take that risk. Like when I was 18, I wanted to, and that's why I thought, well, the 12th house can be other places, secluded places. It can also be like overseas. So for like those of you that were like thinking about moving, if you need an expander for moving abroad, and you think, oh, I'm too scared or something like that, or it's not going to work out, I could tell you how many times I manifested it in my life to do such a thing. You know, when I was 18, I got a one-way ticket to Russia, and I went there. And, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, it was unknown. It was a little bit scary. 12th house, we don't always know what's going to happen with the 12th house. It might be, it's like an intuitive pull, but it can still be a lot of fears there. And, maybe there's a lack, like you can't quite see what the stability of the situation would be, but I do see a message here for you guys to take that risk, to understand that you're strong enough to handle any obstacles that come your way, and I promise you would be, like really, like I said, especially for those of you that have that kind of desire. We have Gaia, so we have healing. I want to read that card from the book. One of my favorite decks. It says body and soul vibration, lucid dreaming, healing, and nourishment. Gaia is offering you the seed of healing. You have the healing touch at the moment, and you will find that your vibrations resonate well with those in need of help or guidance. By the way, yeah, we'll get into that message in a second too, because that's for some of you. Your skills and abilities have given you the chance to grow. This is a fertile time for any seeds that you have planted. Listen for the rhythm that calls to you. Oh shit, yes. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Dance to your own earth song. Mothering issues are highlighted. Expect a healing to occur. Any difficulties that rise in the presence of this card are calling for healing and love. Heal your relationships, for in doing so, you also heal yourself. Unconditional love is the key to healing, and embrace what needs to be healed with love. Wow. Okay, one thing I want to say too is that the 12th house, when you're having maybe a progression there or a transit there, sometimes it's a quieter energy that's more within. And for some of you, it might be that you're going through this unknown period where you're doing a lot of inner spiritual work, or you're going through things that you don't even understand at this time. Once it comes into the first house, you'll probably have a better understanding of it, whatever transit you might be having in the 12th house. Where if it was like Mars, maybe your will is misunderstood, or it seems like your actions are kind of misunderstood, or where they're going is misunderstood, or not really clearly seen. But I feel like if you are having that, you're going to come into a more stable energy as well. Also, what was the other thing I wanted to say? Some of you, by the way, the 12th house, there's a message here for some of you. Your future self wants you to know that you could make money through healing. The 12th house is all about, it's a Pisces house, Neptune house. It's all about healing, creativity, higher creativity too. Not just like, it's not, okay, like Venus, when we talk about Venus and Neptune, you'll hear about this artistic, Neptune's a higher octave of Venus. You often hear this. But that's because Neptune is more about a beauty that is unseen, or it's not like putting on, well, okay, it can be about putting on makeup, because a lot of artists that, like Gwen Stefani, for instance, or who else is there? There's quite a few different people that use makeup as a means of hiding their true nature, and they have Neptune on the midheaven. But that's not what I'm talking about here so much. But usually it's not about, Neptune can be about that type of illusion, but generally, like, Venus is much more based in the physical realm of beauty. A nice purse, or something like that. Whereas Neptune is in the 12th house energy is much more deeper than that. It's poetry, it's soul work, it's writing, it's anything that can be healing. And it's that stuff. It's like when you lay down at night in the bathtub and you have the candles lit and you listen to, like, cigarettes after sex. That's Neptune right there. You know what I mean? That's not Venus to me. Like, Venus would be like something a little bit less, I don't know, anyways, whatever. But Cigarettes After Sex is a band. You guys should check them out. I just post about them on Instagram. I've been like, I don't know, I go through phases where I'll like go through music phases, and now I'm in Cigarettes After Sex phase. But no, anyways, but some of you do have these healing abilities that can bring money. Whenever you have, well, that second house can be activated. Well, wherever it's activated, like for instance, if you have like the second house ruler, when you look for that ruler, that sign on there, you can see where you might make, where you can bring money in, or where you can find stability for yourself financially. So there's still that Venus aspect here, by the way, because second house is Venus, it's Taurus. So there's still that aspect there of Venus. But I feel like there's like a call between the two, Taurus and Neptune, Venus and Neptune here as well. So this could be, like I said, anyways, but I do feel this strong message for like healing abilities that can bring money. Because if I would to say the 12th house ruler and the third, it could be healing abilities through your hands, or like Reiki or something like that. Somebody who's good at Reiki, naturally good healer with the hands, or with speech. With this second house, it's much more broader than that, because it's really just about, it's also about your values too. Maybe you've been trying to follow your values and you've seen it fail. Like for instance, as an example, you maybe were trying to follow your inner guide on something, your inner self, or your conscience about how you're presenting something, and you notice, well, I'm not doing as good as some other people because their values are, well, you might perceive their values to be a little bit looser than yours. And then you feel like you're punished because you're trying to follow your values. And I could feel that people don't appreciate or understand them. But there's still this message, like I said, to keep going, to keep trucking, to keep moving forward with whatever you're doing. So with purity, and too, with that message, by the way, if you are feeling like that in particular, where you feel like you've been following your conscience and it's not being received well, or it's not leading you somewhere good, purity, pure souls. You know, you're a pure soul, and following that purity, and following that passion is still going to get you somewhere in the long run, even if, you know, like, okay, I've seen a few people, and this is just going to be an example, but I have seen pick a card readers who tried to shift from just doing, okay, the problem with love readings sometimes is that I have seen it, and, you know, especially with personal readings, sometimes be detrimental to people's emotional health. And sometimes I worry about that, right? And so I try to keep my readings kind of, you know, try to keep them as realistic as possible, right? And that's why sometimes I'm broad, because I don't want to sit there and give anybody false hopes exactly either. And, and sometimes I've seen certain readers that have tried to shift out of love readings. And sometimes it takes them a while to kind of pick back up, because most of their subscribers came there for love readings only, and that was kind of their jam, that they kind of sold themselves on in a way. And so, of course, as you shift your perspective or something like that, not everybody's going to follow along with it. But eventually, when you keep on doing that, I've seen it where their views dropped, and I was like, oh crap, like they're not doing so good. I've seen it. I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen it. But I've seen them also grow back up over time if they kept on doing it. And and maybe that aligned with better who they are, shifting their focus a little bit. And so if you are feeling that in any aspect of your life, you don't have to do pick a card readings or anything like that. It's just an example. But it could be any aspect in your life where you're following your conscience and you're putting in your best effort, but you feel like it might not be rewarded at this time, or that you're not really getting anywhere. You feel kind of stuck with it. Understand that that's, keep on going and do what you're passionate about. Okay, so I feel like this was all over the place. But I hope it offered some guidance. I know there were a lot of different messages in there. Like I said, I tried to... Oh my gosh, my doggy is like, hello. His little nails tapping on the floor. But I hope that it provided you some messages. I think I'll grab a few fortune cookies, because I did for pile number 1. Let's just see any type of other message here. Spirit pile number 2. What is the message for your future self? Opportunities. A stranger is about to change your life. Exciting times and plenty of action, plus a special family reunion looks likely. So for some of you, there might be a stranger coming into your life with an opportunity of some kind too. Maybe you'll get a collaboration. Friendship. A friend needs your help. Your kindness and excellent counseling skills will put them back on track. So maybe this is a new friend for you guys coming in that will help you in some way or some capacity, or you could help them. But anyways, I'm wishing you all the very, very best. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, of course, you can always do that by going down in the description box below and purchasing off my Etsy, or there's my Amazon wish list. I talked about it in the intro a bit. I'm not going to talk about it too much more. I think that a lot of you probably know how to do it already, unless I get a lot of new viewers through this video, but I doubt it. So anyways, I wish you guys the very, very best. Take care of yourself, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye. Hey guys, so if you chose pile number 3, where it says Opalite, this is your reading. So let's find out what your future self wants you to know. Let us see. Oh, we have integrity. So being honest, living your truth, and, making sure that you are living in integrity, essentially. We have the Ace of Swords. So this is about honest communication, straightforward communication. Maybe there is something in your life in which you really need to be honest and lay out the law here a little bit. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Fool. Interesting. We have the Three of Cups, the Lovers, as well as the Two of Wands. I feel like a message from your future self is that some of you have an idea at this time of a new beginning that you'd like to take, and maybe you're afraid of what people might think or something like that, or there's some sort of fear about the future or the unknown. But I do get a message that you're supposed to, or maybe you're worried that it will somehow go against your integrity. Maybe you're afraid to leave people behind or something, or leave a group behind. But I feel like there's new horizons, and I do feel like you need to take this jump or this leap of faith. I feel like that's what your future self would want you to know. We have Candle, Illumination. We'll get into that card in a minute. We also have You Are Capable of Brilliant Transformation. So there's definitely, and there is transformative energy here. We have the Page of Wands and the Fool. I do feel like there's something new on the horizon for you that you're looking at. You might be wondering if it's something you should do. I do see a little bit of apprehension perhaps, or a little bit of confusion about how to go forward with it. Maybe there's a choice here that you're a little bit afraid to make. Maybe this choice, will illuminate yourself to other people. But and maybe there's a worry here. We have a few other, actually you guys got a few cards of these, but you also have work easy, allow yourself to be in the flow and enjoy what you do. So there's also a message here for some of you to enjoy your life and just take it easy, spend time with friends, and enjoy where you're at now, by hanging out with people and getting to know people. And for some of you, there's a message that by doing that, you'll attract like a romantic partner. We also have listen to the messages of your dreams, which is funny because we do have Neptune, which can be about the dream world, 12th house Pisces. So there could be something, and we have the sun. You might be having certain dreams right now that you do need to pay attention to. So I would encourage you, of course, to wake up and instead of looking at your phone, grab your notebook and start writing down details from your dreams. Let me see here. I want to go ahead and look at candle really fast, and we'll just take a peek at what that means. So we have illumination, the throat chakra. Wow. Ace of Swords. Speaking your truth, being honest and open. Illumination, sacrifice. We have sacrifice here with Neptune. So we have, wow, okay. So there's definitely something about, an inner radiance. Candle is a sign of holding yourself as an example to life. You may have felt worn down or overworked recently in order to fulfill demands. However, you can be sure that if you're making sacrifices for the benefit of the greater good, your life will shine with radiance as a result. Candle can also reveal that you're about to be burnt out. Perhaps things have been getting out of control. Lessons need to be learned about energy management and how to improve it. Grounding yourself regularly will assist your current situation, as will tempering the flames with rest and contemplation. Don't push yourself or your desires too hard. High note, your inner light guides your way, and low note, energy management is required. So for some of you, that might be, maybe you have been taking on a lot. We have this woman holding like two coins here. And, maybe some of you have been trying to, keep a balance, but it might be that you are about to kind of jump off a little bit of a cliff if you don't kind of hold back a little bit. That could be a message for some of you. And that says work easy. Allow yourself to flow to your... Oh my goodness gracious, what does it say? Hold on. Allow yourself, sorry. I wasn't seeing the full message. Allow yourself to be in the flow and enjoy what you do. So there's an easiness here too. If you guys have been putting in too much effort into something you have been doing, there might be a need to sort of step back and go with the flow a little bit more, enjoy yourself more, take more time for yourself as well, especially if you've been sacrificing for other people, and really extending all of your energy here and drive towards, that. Maybe there is a need to kind of look at your dreams or spend more time in meditation as well, instead of go all the time. Let's see here. Yeah, and some of you might be missing out on some of your dreams or insights because maybe you've been trying to keep up. And that could be because you want to live with integrity. Maybe you want to, like me, sometimes I get so frustrated with myself because I can't message everyone's DM back. And it really drives me nuts because I'm like, but I want to be there for everybody. But sometimes I can't be. And and it sucks. And I hate it. But at the same time, it's like, what can I do? I can't. Like, if I were going to be replying to every email or DM I get, I can't do it. Like, I wouldn't have time for anything, like, to be honest. And then, you know what I mean? So, it's also, integrity. And I worry about my integrity a lot, because I'm like, oh, well, I want to be a friend for everybody. And I do. And I try my best. But sometimes I can't, like, messages pass back as I want to. Or I get distracted because I have so many different things I'm doing. And that's just an example for some of you. Maybe that's something you're going through specifically. But it could be something similar, or different. But in the same realm of, sacrificing. And it could be, like, wanting to help everybody. But you can't. Be everything for everybody. You can't, I want to say butter everybody else's bread. I don't know why I want to say that. Weird. I've never even said that, I think, in my life. But, there also might need to be some integrity in terms of friendship groups and stuff like that, and being authentic to that. If you have been thinking about sort of, reaching out to somebody to be friends with them. Take that chance, take that leap. You know what I mean? There might be a message for that if you've been thinking about making friends with somebody or sending that message. Let's see, what else could I find here? I do feel like that some of you are on the precipice of a choice. You're just trying to think about what to do, and you might not know what to do. You might be having people around you that kind of give their opinions. Go with the gut on this one, guys. I think that what you really want to do is going to be right for you. What you really want deep down. So try to let your own truth to speak out as well in this situation, and not let anybody else influence you too much in this. Let's see, any other messages from pile number, please watch yourself. Oops. We have letting go, and we have diving deep. Interesting. So there might be a need to let go. Like I said, for some of you, there is a need for meditation, for diving deep into your psyche here. The 12th house is in Neptune, is Pisces, all, you know, kind of with the, our subconscious mind. So there might be a need to dive deep into what holds you back too from maybe taking risks or understanding. Some of you might also be blocking out intuitive messages with logic, I want to say, or maybe with the crowd of other people's voices around. Maybe a lot of different opinions or noise in your life, I want to say, that you need to kind of like shut out maybe a little bit. Not to say to cut them off completely, but like kind of maybe, well, maybe not ask them for opinions, or let it color your perception. Let's see here. I want to get one more message for you guys. We have a wishing well in the upright. We'll just take that one. So, wishing well in the upright says, desire is a sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of all attachments to ownership. Interesting. So maybe sacrificing a little bit of ownership or control. Desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration, and sensing that moment of truth when you feel an inception of new life. It is an aha moment when everything makes sense. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate, or are conceiving a baby or an idea. The Wishing Well card awakens you to the presence of unseen forces that enable new beginnings. Divine intelligence activates the field of possibility where new life is co-created in a magical way. Neither you nor anyone else can know how or why this happens. It just does. Some of you might actually receive some insight soon too with this Ace of Swords. Maybe there's some sort of divine messages that will be in. It's like divinely inspired thoughts. To that end, you can't control the process of growth. Rather, you must step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the wishing well. Then trust in spirit, prepared to be amazed. That might be too here if you're trying to overthink something about how to move forward on something. It might be about letting it go a little bit and just knowing that it's going to come to you when the time is right. That doesn't mean that you don't take any action at all. You should still kind of keep going forward with it as much as you can, but yeah, divinely inspired goals or ambitions I'm getting too, for real, for some of you. So if you have one of those right now and you already know what it is, keep going for it. Try not to overthink it, or try to see with the candles too. It reminded me of that the quote from, not the quote, but like there was a scene in The Secret. And it talked about, like, you know, being on the highway and with the headlights on, and you can only see so far. And you don't have to see every single, you know, you can't see, you know, Las Vegas from Denver, Colorado. You know what I mean? You got to just, if you're going in the dark, you just kind of have to, you know, you'll get there. You just kind of got to take it a little bit at a time, right? The highway and see what unfolds as you go along. And you follow that insight. And there is a little bit of trust called for here with the Page of Wands and the Fool, to have trust in the situation. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Having trust in yourself, understanding that you're capable of transformation, listening to your dreams, having some quiet time, I feel like too, maybe away from the crowd. And yeah, and for some of you, there might be a friend coming in too, maybe that could give you some insight. I'm going to get some final cookie fortune cookie messages for you guys. So, what is pile number 3 need to know? And their future self. What is their future self? I want them to know. Signs. Your future positive direction will reveal itself. Any doubts and confusions will soon disappear. So see there, for some of you, there's insight coming for you. And then opportunities. An important offer will be made. Be prepared and dressed to impress. So some of you are going to get some sort of offer, for sure. That will help you kind of go towards the goal, and there might be a need to take it up, you know, especially if you feel like at a crossroads and you get this offer. It might be take it because it might lead you to where you need to be. Okay, so that is my message, or that's your message from your future self, and that's, you know, how I've been able to kind of, you know, translate it to you. Hopefully it resonated or it helps you in some way. But I'm wishing you all the very, very best. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, all that information is down below in the description box. You know, with my Etsy, with my Amazon wish list. I have it all in the intro too. So I'm wishing you all the very, very best. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Hey guys, so you chose pile number 4 with the turquoise. This is your reading. This is an interesting pile, I have to say. It's going to be a little bit different than the other ones. I feel like it's very specific, so I don't know. I think that, well, I guess I try to get specific messages because that's going to be more useful than maybe me just blabbering like, you know, oh yeah, work on yourself or something like that. But, you know, sometimes that's the nature of having a lot of views or something like that, is that not everything can resonate. And sometimes I notice that when I do have that, the messages aren't always so specific. But we have patience. So there's definitely a message here about patience. We also have April 15th, May 12th. It's okay to have a voice and speak your truth. Okay, so there's that message here for you guys. We'll see how it correlates. We have 7th house and 11th house. I'm getting partnership and friendship here. Vibes. I don't know if some of you... I'm not sure how this is going to relate to each and every one of you, but there's something here about friendship groups, but also partnership. Some of you might be in love with a friend or want to have a partnership with a friend, or there might be something highlighting in that area. This also could be about, for those of you that are like wanting to leave a partnership, you might need to know that you have a group of friends that can hold you down, like hold you up in some way. That might be a message, you know, for some of you. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and we have the 7 of Cups. I have to say that some of you might be having an offer made to you at this time or in the near future, but it might seem confusing. What happened to electricity? Oh, there we go. It's out again. What does this mean? Oh, there we go. The snow is melting. I wonder if it affected electricity. Wow, that's weird. Look at this, lights out. 2 of Swords. You might be confused. You might not know. Maybe that's unexpected. Like there are a lot of unexpected things or something like that. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Okay. Wow, that's weird. The snow's already mostly melted though, so I don't know why the electricity is going like that. We have getting to know each other in true love, and then Guardian. Okay, so I'm going to get into these. I didn't take Romance Angels for anyone else, but I felt since Libra came out in the 7th house, or maybe it's the 7th house, sorry, Libra, whatever, same thing. I thought that might be relevant to take some love cards because of partnership. Okay. Patience. We do have the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, and when I think of Pentacle energy, Earth energy, it can be very patient. Some of you might have, okay, gosh, I have one message in specifically that came to me first, and I'm just going to let that one out first. Some of you might have an offer, and if you don't take it up now, you're going to miss out. Okay, I know it's not a nice message to hear, but some of you might not be seeing the full picture of a situation. You might be overthinking it, and maybe you feel like the offer isn't good enough. Maybe there's something like that, and I do want to say, though, I feel the message that if you don't take this offer now, you're going to say goodbye to that path, okay? That's just... it's going to be RIP that path in life. Okay, so that's just a specific message, and that may not resonate for all of you. I do feel that There is a situation, though, with somebody. This could be an older masculine, or it could be somebody from work, it could be a friend, it could be really anybody, but maybe somebody's offered something that makes you feel confused, or you don't really know if it's enough for you, or there's something here about that. With the Two of Swords, the Four of Cups, it could be that there is something around you that has potential that you're not quite seeing as well. It could be somebody in your life. There also might be a message here for some of you about breaking a partnership, I have to say, and letting the chips fall where they may. We also have the High Priest Guardian, which I want to read that message really quick. This is a weird pile, okay? So, I don't know why pile number 4, it seems like always comes out weird. I always feel more connected to pile number 4. I don't pick pile number 4 for myself usually, but I don't always pick my own piles, but something about pile 4, it always ends up something about it. I don't know why. We have the High Priest, so it says consciousness, guardianship, wisdom, and guidance. The High Priest is calling you to let maturity be your guide and not to enter into commitments beyond your capabilities at this time. You may well receive the influence or help of a man in authority and can expect authority issues to figure strongly when this card appears. Guard what you believe in, but honor the wisdom of others and be humble in your dealings with the world. An elder or a wise one knows that humility is essential for grace to be present. You may have experienced humbling situations. Pick yourself up and stand true to your higher purpose, then reach for the stars, confident that you too can have a reason to be here. And with the high note, it says, with wisdom, absolutely anything is possible, and low note, humility is highlighted. So sorry. That could be a message for some of you about humility, humbling circumstances. Maybe you've been through those, and for some of you, it might seem like you have to start all over, or you have to start in a way that is more practical rather than dreamy. Okay, for some of you, if you were dreaming of something but not taking any practical action, you might have been, it might be something where you kind of actually have to take the practical measures rather than staying stagnant or unsure. For some of you, it might be that the timing was off or something. Maybe some of you were hoping for a partnership instead of building up something a little bit slower. So maybe there were like high ideals about, okay, this is going to go straight into romance and like, ooh la la, it's going to be like a magic and all that stuff. But maybe it needs a more practical approach. Okay, because we do have getting to know each other and true love. So maybe for some of you that are rushing a connection, that might be a message for you from your future self to let this grow organically, naturally, and put in the practical effort rather than expecting it to run on fantasy. Okay? Especially if this is somebody that's older and more practical, or somebody that's like kind of earthy, there might be that message too, to have more practical effort and patience in this connection. It says it's okay to have a voice and speak your truth. So again, too, if you've been holding back some sort of truth because you have some kind of perception of it ruining, your truth ruining a situation, again, there might be a message here for, to speak that truth. If the truth breaks a situation, well, was it all that happy to begin with anyways? You know what I'm saying? You never should feel like you can't speak your truth in a situation. And, so there's also that message I feel too. I feel like a few different messages in here. I'm hoping that this finds the people that do need to hear it. But yeah, it says, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. I'm getting practical measures here. But this is a romance of a lifetime. So I almost feel like if you were hoping for something, like I said, very dreaming, maybe Neptunian hopes, because I always think of Neptune when I see the Seven of Cups, and it's like not really going anywhere, it really could be that practical means are the goal here. Because if you don't take it and you just live in fantasy and you don't really take the action forward, it may be that this comes to naught, you know what I mean? And maybe there is potential here. Maybe you're afraid to make waves. Let's see here. What is the message? Pile number 4's future self is wide open. And we have slow and steady. And then what else filled out? One other one filled out. We have come together in reverse. For some of you, it might be stagnating and ending that needs to happen as well. Let's see. Wide open in reverse. So a lot of reverse. Envy, jealousy, and possessiveness are the character flaws to be careful of at this time. You or someone else is closed off, unable to remain open to new ideas or intimacy. Heed the gentle warning that too tight a hold on what or who you love or what you aspire to will choke the life out of that of which you desire. Open your heart and loosen your grip, for what is truly yours can never be withheld from you. Yeah, if it breaks when you speak your truth, for instance, and you're truthful or honest, then it wasn't sturdy in the first place, and that person wasn't, or that person or thing or whatever it is wasn't really probably meant to be. If another is shutting you down, let that person be. Don't try to force a door or a mind to be open. Sorry, my stomach is growling. Need to go eat something. Okay, so for those of you that are pushing or holding on to a situation too, it might be time to sort of let go a little bit and let what will be. Again, practical solutions perhaps as well. Especially if you're trying to, push something in terms of commitment. We have as well slow and steady in reverse. Pushing things forward impulsively will not only prevent success but potentially cause more trouble than you're prepared to handle. Moving too quickly will only yield unripe fruit with a bitter taste. Slow down, breathe, meditate. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. Just be. Everything will work out if you can apply the brakes and become more aware of what's happening in this moment. A calm focus on the now, breathing in the beauty of your surroundings, will restore your power to consciously co-create your world. All fruits ripen in their own time. Oh my god, my stomach is driving me nuts. Again, there's this not need to push right now. I feel like there's some sort of seed of potential here, but don't try to push it. It also might mean that you need to sort of reevaluate too on how you're feeling about this. And we have come together in reverse as well. So let's see. When come together card appears reversed, it's a sign that perhaps a love connection is unbalanced. Is intimacy being withheld from you, or are you withholding it from another? Longing and yearning are often mistaken for love, when in fact they are signs of lack. Perhaps you've been doing all the emotional work and pouring your water into an empty well, to the point that now you are also depleted. Know this, true love will not be denied you. What is truly for you will never walk past you, yes, or require this much energy. Drop the agendas, the fight, the need to win, and allow love to flow through you. True love will always find its reflection in another. Wow, that's a message. So some of you might be pushing or holding on to connection where the other person isn't really seeing you, and maybe you've been really patient with this, and it's time to just kind of let this dream, this fantasy to break away, and be more practical in it. It might be about putting your effort into other people or other situations. For others of you, it might be that you need to kind of apply the brakes on how far you're pushing this. Maybe, again, this person needs a practical plan here, or a practical method of getting to know them. Not anything too pushy. And not to say that you are pushy. I'm not trying to accuse you guys of that or anything like that by any means. But, yeah. Let me see here. What do I want to take? Some message for pile number 4. What is pile 4 I need to know? Bearing fruit. What does pile number 4 need to know at this time? Let it go. Okay. Another similar message, right? Letting go. Where is my little guidebook for this one? Oh, right here. I was just using it yesterday. So bearing fruit says, birthing, the results of hard work, an idea or consistent thought manifesting into form, the relationship between the external world and the internal world of feelings and beliefs. If your life were a tree, what fruit would it bear? Envision the results of the efforts you put into achieving your dreams and desires into partnership with the divine. Can you see the way you think, feel, and believe reflected in the material world? There is always a correlation between what you see, what you expect to see, and what you intend consciously, and what you project unconsciously. Some of you, there is something I think that you're projecting into a situation perhaps that isn't there, possibly, for some of you. Everything is intrinsically connected. Magic flows through you from the unseen world into the world you perceive. Moving from the realm of the non-ordinary reality to ordinary reality, you birth ideas and thoughts into form and bring in your most cherished desires to fruition. Not all ideas will bear sweet fruit. Sometimes you'll reap a sour and bitter harvest based on your sense of your personal narrative and your assumptions about others. You're in a powerful and fertile season of your life when you're particularly good at making things happen with very little effort. Pay close attention to what you're manifesting now, from your career to your personal relationships. Your influence is strong at this time. If you don't like what your life is yielding, prune the proverbial tree and get in alignment with what genuinely lights you up. So again, if you're not really getting any fruit, bearing any fruit out of a certain situation you've been putting your efforts in, it might be time to let it go. We do have 12 and 24. Interesting. 12 plus 12 is 24. Huh. That's a little synchronicity there. Forgiveness, healing resentment, shedding the role of the internal martyr, letting go of victimhood, cutting ties that bind you to a destructive story, releasing pain so you can move into the lessons it offers, relinquishing the need to be right. There are times in life when you must forgive, lest you become a hostage to your anger, frustrations, disappointments, and resentments. This is not about condoning bad behavior or minimizing a hurt done to you. Forgiveness is simply a commitment to stop telling an old story so you don't carry its burden anymore. If you don't forgive, old hurts fester and become distorted, causing you pain over and over again. You become trapped in a prison of your own making, tied to a story that you were a victim. It's time to cut the invisible cords attaching you to the situation and preventing you from moving forward. The truth is, you're victimizing yourself every time you recreate the unresolved hurt in your mind and speak of it with friends. Rather than allow this folly to repeat, surrender the situation to your higher power. Now is the time for radical forgiveness. Say no to drama in all forms, and forgive yourself and others for engaging in it. Consider the ancient Hawaiian practice known as, oh God, where are you, John? I cannot say this. Ho'oponopono. Oh, I probably screwed that up. He's probably not listening to this pile anyways. John, help. This simple prayer is a beautiful way to begin the process of forgiveness. I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. It's based on the idea that we are all responsible for the reality we see in the world. If something is awry, whether it's your perception, your emotional reactions, your judgment, and so forth, it's up to you to clean it up. Forgiveness is the key to a liberated and meaningful life. No matter what method you choose, just do it. So forgiveness, letting go of a situation too, if it has, I don't know, for some of you really there is something that you've been hoping for. And either you've been pushing it too hard, too fast, too much, without practical application behind it, and that's what's needed to bear the fruit, of something good, and maybe letting go of like fantasies and ideals rather than practical effort. But for others of you, it might be that you need to let go of a certain connection that is not bearing fruit, or it will not bear the fruit that you desire. Okay? Because we do have this getting to know each other. That's why I said that for the first part of you, it might be that, again, you need more practical methods, right? It's, something to just have fantasy about somebody rather than practical talking or getting to know this person on a practical level. Versus, but for others of you, it's you already maybe, know that this isn't aligning with you in some way, or that it's not working, or maybe you have to let go of something in order for this thing to manifest too. For some of you, that might be a message. Maybe if you want this thing or this person or this true love, you have to let go of something else that's hindering you from it. It's probably a bad connection. It could be a marriage even. But sorry, this was a long stinking reading, and I know it was pretty specific, so let me know if it resonates with you guys, okay? So I am wishing you all the very, very best. Take care of yourselves. This is a message from your future self, and I hope I was able to convey it in a way that made sense, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm having the moon in my 12th house right now, so I'm feeling pretty intuitive today. But I usually do really good readings. I'm gonna do a bunch of personal readings tonight. I'm gonna be on fire, I hope, because usually when I have the moon in the 12th, I am. Anyways, let's see. Oh, yeah, if you want a personal reading, that's all down in the description box below. In my Etsy store, you can purchase a reading, and as well, of course, my Amazon wish list. I'm always up for doing a reading as a thank you, and most of you already know the drill. I've been doing it for almost a year now, so that's been my thing. So take care of yourselves, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.